Potential spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. If you do not want to be spoiled for this movie, make sure to click off now. Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about those new leaks by the John Campea show featuring the likes of Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and of course, our main man Daredevil, Charlie Cox. But before we do get into breaking down and analysing the images, I do want to say two things. One, take these with a grain of salt, as I do say with everything that comes out about this film that is supposedly leaked. And number two, I am not going to show these photos on screen due to potential copyright issues. And with that being said, let's get straight into the breakdown. Let's start with the main photo that everyone's talking about, the Tobey, Tom, and Andrew Garfield photo. The first thing that becomes very apparent to me is it looks like they are at the railing set that we saw Andrew Garfield at in the leak. Beforehand, if you remember that leak that came out quite a while ago with Andrew Garfield, and he was actually stood on the railing, that looks like where they are, which I think is pretty interesting because that is where we saw the leaked image of Tobey and Andrew before, and we're getting another image of it now, and it looks like the blue screen in the background has in fact been filled in with a city, which means that this image has to be from post-production, meaning that this has to be from the film itself, which means it looks like this could be a shot we are getting from the movie. Now let's move on to the lighting. The lighting is a very good way to spot a fake when it comes to leaked set images. The lighting is something that is very hard to recreate in Photoshop if you are not a highly trained editor. Usually lighting is a way to spot a fake, and in this case the lighting is done very, very well if this is a fake. One thing I'd like to point out is that Andrew Garfield's body is in fact tilted in the shot, and the light is only reflecting on the side of his chest, whereas Tobey and Tom, they are facing straight on, and the light is on their full body, which makes sense. The same goes for the face. However, there are two sources of light in this image. One is from the right and another is actually at the back of their necks. If you look at the back of their necks and the side of their arms, the lighting is also on that side of their body as well, and that goes for all three Spider-Men. So the lighting here is done very, very well, and this could very, very much be a real image. One thing that does catch my eye is that the Spider-Man that looks the most out of place in this image is in fact Tom Holland. You'd expect it to be Tobey or Andrew if it was a fake image. However, Tom Holland looks like the most out of place here because his body is highly vibrant in comparison to Tobey and Andrew. And the dead giveaway isn't even his legs, which have a very, very weird yellow tint to them compared to Tobey and Andrew, but just the body. If you look at the body of Tom Holland, it's very, very saturated and very, very vibrant. The red pops in comparison to Tobey and Andrew's suit. Now, this could just be down to the fact that Tom's suit is a lot more brighter red in comparison to Tobey and Andrew's suit. However, it's not just a brighter red, it's a highly vibrant and saturated red, in which if you look at the legs, they very much have a yellow tint towards them, in which Tobey and Andrew's legs do not in the same way that Tom's do. Also, one thing that I also do want to note is that there are no shadows either. If the light is coming in from the right, you'd expect shadows of the railing to be appearing on the floor, or at least to be appearing on the Spider-Man. Now, if I'm correct in how shadowing works, that is how the shadows should be. Also, if the main source of light is coming in from the right, then the Spider-Man should have shadows casting to the left. Although I don't know how true this one is, because there is also another light source behind them which could cancel the shadows out. However, you'd expect some shadows at least to be on here somewhere. However, there isn't. I don't know if this is because there's multiple light sources. I'm not the best on how shadowing works. However, there are no shadows in this image, neither from the railing and neither from the Spider-Man, which is one thing I think is interesting to know. If any of one of you guys know how shadowing works properly and I am completely wrong on this, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you guys do have any insight to how shadowing works and you know this is fake, let us know in the comments as well. However, this photo does look pretty real and would be quite hard to recreate on something like Photoshop and would take a lot of effort to make it look how it actually is. As someone who uses Photoshop a lot and who has tried something like this before, yes, I have tried to make things like this before because I'm a little fangirl, I know, but yes, I have tried something like this before, and something like this is very, very hard to make. Let's move on to the next photo featuring our boy Charlie Cox on a table with Tom Holland, Marisa Tomei, and of course Jon Favreau. Once again, I'm not going to show that picture on screen, but with a quick Google search you'll probably find the picture anyways. It's very much out there on the internet, on Twitter, on Reddit, wherever you want to look for it. However, we have Happy Hogan off to the left, we have Marisa Tomei, and then we have Charlie Cox in the middle on the right, and then Tom Holland on on the far right. Once again, the lighting is spot on when it comes to this image as well. It's off to the right of Matt Murdock, which is where it is off to on all of the other characters as well. So this is looking pretty legit. I'd say this looks more real than the other image. However, this one is probably easier to fake as there is only one character to put in there. This image is a little bit more pixelated than the other one, so like I did say, it is probably a lot easier to fake. And one thing I do want to say is that you could Photoshop the cane in there. You can also change Charlie Cox's face and his head so it doesn't look like it's from one still image and it's different images of Charlie Cox all put together, so it's a lot harder to call out as a fake. These are things people do when creating fake leaks. You can do things like this on Photoshop, and this is actually easier to do than the whole lighting situation. So if this person can fake lighting, they can very much fake this as well. But once again, this does look pretty real and doesn't look fake. But once again, like I did say at the start of the video, take all of this with a grain of salt. All of these images are coming from the John Campea show. Now, John Campea isn't exactly the worst source in the world to get your stuff from, because he has gotten a few things right before. He is a Hollywood insider, remember. He's got a lot of sources. He's got a lot of insiders where he can pull leaks like this from. He's gotten a few things right in the past. However, he's gotten a few things wrong in the past as well. But who hasn't? You know, there are people that get things wrong, but then there are people that get things consistently wrong. And you're more likely to trust the people that get things wrong rather than consistently wrong, because you can't get everything right when it comes to these things. So once again, he is a reputable source about a few things, but he's not right about everything. So once again, take these things with a grain of salt, but I'm not exactly saying that he's wrong per se, and these images could very much be real. With that being said, I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. That is my analysis. That is my breakdown of these images. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below of these images. I want to know your thoughts. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to not miss any more No Way Home content and news, and also make sure to hit the bell to not miss the next video as soon as it goes out on the channel. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.